But first, we go to San Diego, California, where Rob is on the line. Rob, you're on the Ken Coleman Show.
Hi, Ken. Hey, thanks for the opportunity to talk to you very much.
Sure. How can I help?
So I purchased your book recently and got almost about halfway through it just in one night and came to realize that I really needed to take a step back and get a better sense of that intersection between talent and passion that you often talk about.
Yeah.
So I put a little bit of work into that, but maybe I can give you a little bit of context. I'm 53 years of age. I've been working for the same IT company for about 25 years, and we're going to be going through some rather significant downsizing here very soon. So they are offering a bit of an incentive to leave the company, and so I'm at that position of, the world's my oyster, but how do I really make sure that I'm going in the right direction? I don't necessarily know that IT is it, but I thought perhaps with some of your creative guidance, you could help me kind of narrow things down a bit so that I could effectively apply all that you have in your book. Yeah,
well, let's focus on getting clear. That's the sweet spot. Then we'll figure out all the things you might be able to do there, and then we get qualified, then we get connected, we get hired, we get better, we get promoted, and we do it all over again. Keep growing, growing, growing. So that's the path forward. Let's talk about what you do best. Give me what you think are your top 2-3 talent strength skills.
So talent-wise, I think I'm pretty strong with being detail-oriented, having good follow-through, resolving things. I've done some customer support type things in the context of my role, which has been a bit of a generalist, to be honest. I do a lot of things that either people don't want to do or that, gaps that I identify. And so I've been embedded with a lot of software folks and graphic designer folks, but I don't specialize in either of those areas. But there are a lot of ways that I help.
I get it, but you just went on to a tangent. I just want to know what you do better than anything else that you do. So you told me you're really good with details and follow through. Give me some other top skills and talents.
I'd say I probably have better than average written and verbal communication skills. That's usually things that people point out.
Excellent. What else?
I present well. I'm often asked to, give demos for executives or to be the interface at trade shows, things of that nature. So there's some things in those areas.
Okay. Good. Anything else?
Well, I could probably go into the passion side of things. And
all right, let's do that. Hey, you're just taking over the show. I'll just follow you, Rob. Tell me what you love to do most. What do you love?
Well, you've often said to some of your listeners, what do you find yourself doing that time just suddenly slips away? I mean, here's where there seems to be a pretty big chasm. I mean, I can spend all day detailing my car and be really proud about the results I get when I'm done. I really enjoy a job well done. I don't need tons of recognition. I just like to be appreciated for what I do. I can kind of find enjoyment in pretty much anything that I get satisfaction that the job was done well.
Okay, so hold on. So before we move any further, I don't want you to dismiss the massive clue that you gave us about detailing your car, because I understand what you meant by that, but I want the audience to also get this, and I want you to get this. It doesn't mean all of a sudden that I'm going to tell you, well, listen, man, you got to detail cars for $15 an hour for the rest of your life. That's not what we're hearing. What we're hearing is you tend to lose yourself when you are in a task-driven role. And so it's like, I know that I got to detail the car. So this is a big project, and there's about 37 different things that have to be done right to make sure this project is done well. And so the car represents, I'm taking care of the wheels, the tires. I got to vacuum the inside. I got to armor all the leather. I got to do Windex on the windows. And so what happens is you get lost in, there's all these things that have to be done well for me to stand back at the end of it and go, my car looks pretty darn good. And so you got to pull out from that specific example and see what's really going on. You love to get lost into the focus of making sure that a project is done very, very well. And you said that about 2 other different ways following that up, but I want you to see how the detailing of the car should give you tremendous confidence in verifying what you're feeling. Do you see that?
Okay. Yes.
You see, so really, interesting enough, you said earlier that you were kind of a generalist, and I think you feel like a generalist because there may not be one specific task that gives you as much juice as the whole, making sure the whole is really executed properly. Does that make sense?
Okay, sure.
Okay, keep going. So give me some other things that if I gave you this to do all day, every day, and you knew you're going to be good at it, what would you be doing all day? Give me some other things that give you great passion when you're engaged.
Well, even mundane things, changing the oil, knowing that the job is done right, that is satisfying. Restoring things that are either broken or in need of, some kind of care. Oddly enough, I also have an interest in the financial world. I've found myself spending tons of time, doing planning around savings and, trying to, envision one day being able to retire. And so putting attention around a spreadsheet that captures all the things that relate to, that endeavor and all the pieces and parts that it's comprised of is also something I've found myself getting lost with.
Okay, great. So now let's have some fun pulling it all together. Let's go back to what you do best, because I believe, and I teach this, that you use what you do best as tools to perform the work that you get the most juice out of. And the overwhelming theme is job well done. That kept coming up, job well done. I love making sure the job's well done. I get satisfaction with a job well done. You said that about 3 times. Okay. Now that's really a great clue. So how would you best, or what are all the different ways, think jobs, career paths, where you could use your top skills of being detail oriented, follow through, execution guy. These are your words, not mine. Strong verbal skills, which also make you a strong presenter. How could you use those talents to perform the role of making sure that the job is done well? You seeing any pattern? You seeing anything? I see all kinds of things. What do you see?
I think I'm my own worst enemy here, because I honestly am. They feel like disparate pieces that I can't pull together.
They're not. Who says that you have to actually be doing all of the detail work? Maybe you're the guy who sees the details and see what the plan needs to be and coming up with a plan of action, and you're communicating it and leading it. I think you could be a guy who leads processes, who is leading a department of people who are all about efficiencies and systems and things of that nature because of your verbal skills and your ability to cast a vision. Hey, but you can also see the problem and see the details where they've gone awry, and you're committed, and you can monitor and go, hey, this needs to be done better. This is not quality. I see you being in a potential leadership role or in a manager role where essentially you might be a hub or a linchpin in a process. So we're talking about back-end type systems, project management, things like that. I'm just giving you certain examples. Do you not see that, or does that sound foreign to you when I throw those ideas at you?
I see bits and pieces of it in the things that I'm currently doing. I just, it wasn't feeling 100% that was okay. With this opportunity to head in another direction, is this really the true and best application of, those passions and talents? And maybe it is.
But here's the deal. That's up for you to figure out. But we've done the work of the initial work of clarity here, because we know what you do best and we know what you love to do most. You love to be, because here's the thing. Let's go back to the talent list for just a moment. Do you like presenting?
It's okay. It wouldn't be the one thing that floats my boat, by itself.
Right. So
but in the context of, yeah.
All right. But what's the work that really floats your boat? You've already said it. Say it again so I can drive this home. What is it? What really floats your boat?
That satisfaction of knowing something's done and done correctly.
That's right. So what are the things that you most are passionate about seeing done right? That's your homework assignment. Well, Ken, it's technology and systems. It's workflow. It's deliveries. It's, I don't know, but that's what you've got to do. You're overthinking this. We've created a sweet spot for you. It's at the intersection of being good at details and execution and having strong verbal skills, the ability to communicate maybe what the solution and the execution plan is. And you just love getting involved and making sure that A to Z is done well. And if you're involved in that kind of project and work all day long, you lose track of time. So don't overthink this.